Why? Why is this happening to my Hyliion stock? Why is my Workhorse stock crashing down? It feels like Hyliion and Workhorse stock have ate $30 worth of Taco Bell and they can't stop dumping. What's good, traders and investor homies? It's your boy Kevin. This is Touchdown Trades, your trading BFF, your stock market bestie. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a full-depth, deep dive into both Workhorse stock and Hyliion stock because they have been acting very weird lately. Both of these companies, both of these stocks have been selling off. They've came off their highs significantly, so I decided to do a combo video where we analyze both Workhorse stock and Hyliion. We're going to look at the companies, the news surrounding the companies, some recent updates. Specifically, we're going to look at Workhorse and the USPS contract. Some big news came out about the USPS contract that has negatively impacted Workhorse's stock. So is it time to dump our EV? Is it time to get out of Workhorse stock and Hyliion and move on to something else? We're going to talk about that. I'll talk about what I'm personally doing with both my Workhorse position and my Hyliion stock position, where I expect these stocks to go in the next weeks and months, and some recent news updates and analysis on both companies. So you're going to want to stay tuned. We're doing a full in-depth combo video on Hyliion and Workhorse. And as always, let's secure that bag by making smart investments and sound trades. Let's get it, baby. What's good, my trader and investor homies? We got a big video today. We're going to be doing a dual video. We're going to be covering both Workhorse stock and Hyliion stock. Why? Because there is a lot of pandemonium going on regarding both of these tickers. We have newer traders and investors freaking out that both of these companies are selling off. We have some big news regarding the USPS contract and Workhorse stock, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into both tickers. Before we get started, go ahead and give the like button, the old Touchdown Trades snake eye jab in the eyes. You guys know how we do it. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get alerted every time I post a video. All right, let's talk about Workhorse stock first, and then second, we'll take a deep dive into Hyliion stock to close out the video. So Workhorse is down a big on the day, currently down about 7%. Yesterday, we ran up. We were looking so good. We ran up, we tested the all-time highs, and we rejected the all-time highs like I usually get rejected by hot chicks, right? We came up, we touched the all-time highs, and just like it happens to me when I try to make a move on a hot chick, it got rejected very hard. And we slammed all the way down from $30, testing $20, a low of $20 today. So what in the world is going on? What is causing this crash? Last time we talked about the Roth Capital. Roth Capital and the same analyst, Craig Irwin, come out and say, wait a second, the USPS contract is not going to be announced today, and we're downgrading Workhorse from a buy with a $33 price target, and we're going to put a $27 price target on Workhorse stock. So what does this mean regarding the Roth Capital and Craig Irwin news? Well, it either means one of two things. They mistakenly made the announcement that Workhorse was going to get the contract and the announcement was going to come on October the 13th, or this is just a straight up example of market manipulation, and I lead to believe it's market manipulation, right? They buy a bunch of shares when it's trading lower right after that short report comes out, the Fuzzy Panda short report. So let's just draw a little chart. The short report comes out, Workhorse starts to sell off. Roth Capital buys a bunch of Workhorse stock, and then they come out and say, okay, Workhorse is getting the USPS contract, and it's going to be announced a week from now. The stock rockets like 30% up. Roth Capital sells their shares, and then they come out and say, nope, we were wrong. It's going to be announced at the end of the year, and we are lowering our price target to $27, and Workhorse drops right back down to where it came from. So it's just an obvious case of market manipulation to me, and it's kind of a dirty trick that these analysts and these market makers use to make money. Let's talk about some good news, though, regarding Workhorse stock. Big options traders keep buying Workhorse call sweeps. That is bullish bets on Workhorse stock to go up. Today we had at 9:30, right when the market opened, we had a trader buy 1,380 call options with a $20 strike price. That's almost $1 million bet for Workhorse to go up, a bullish bet. At 950, we had a trader buy 870 Workhorse call options with a 20 strike price. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the same dude. That is a $391,000 bet, okay? And then at 1028, we had a trader buy a bunch of put options. That very well could be just them hedging their shares. Sometimes if a trader has a huge position of the underlying stock, they'll buy put options, a smaller amount of put options to hedge that position. And if it goes up, they make money. If it drops real hard, the put options protect their position. But what this tells me is that traders are still betting on Workhorse to go up by buying these big call sweeps. Traders are buying tons of call options on Workhorse. We got some more good news. Workhorse just secured $200 million in financing from institutional lenders. They didn't have to sell shares on the public market in order to raise capital. That saves us as investors from a drop from dilution. So Workhorse sold some of their own shares per se in order to raise capital, and this prevents them from going to market. Well, it doesn't prevent them. They could still do it in doing a public offering. It's much better this way because it doesn't dilute the stock as much, and they're going to be able to use this $200 million in order to ramp up whatever they need to ramp up, right? Research and development, production, and manufacturing. They can put this money to use to help build the company, and this money should help Workhorse grow in the future. And some more good news. Our good old friend Kathy Wood just keeps on freaking buying more Workhorse stock. The last time we talked, they owned like 760,000 shares, I believe. They're up to 795,000 shares. So they bought about 30,000 more shares. They just keep on buying Workhorse stock. And I tend to believe Kathy Wood more than I do Fuzzy Panda or some sketchy analyst at Roth Capital, okay? So Kathy Wood and ARK Invest keep buying Workhorse stock for their ARKQ fund. They were buying all the way up, and now they're buying on this most recent pullback. So this is definitely a good look for Workhorse stock. All right, so let's break down the daily chart, and I'll talk about some key levels and price action, and we can see, and I'll tell you guys what I think this Workhorse stock may do over the next couple of weeks. All right, so we're coming into a very, very important level right here at the $23 area. We slammed right into that level today, and currently we held it. We came down through it, and then we pulled back up and we closed above that level. That is going to be a key level. If we end up trading lower than that level, I think we may come down and test this prior pivot right here at like the $19 area. So we want to see Workhorse hold this $23 area. It's a very key valid level, and if we do hold that level, I think we go up and retest those all-time highs. If we break through this level, I think we come down, and our next area of support is down there at the $19 area. Either way, I'm still very bullish on Workhorse stock. I still believe they get the USPS contract, and I still honestly believe that it probably comes out before the election, because this is a tactic that the president could use in order to steal some votes in Ohio, right? He could come out and say, I'm bringing auto manufacturing back to Ohio. I'm giving this government contract to Workhorse in Ohio, an American-based company, and it would be a good look for him. If it doesn't come before the election and it comes before the end of the year, I really don't care. I still believe that they're getting the contract, and I'm going to be using these dips to add to my current position. All right, let's move on and talk about Hyliion. Hyliion has been extremely weak. We added in the private Discord chat today, we added on a swing trade, and we bought right there at the 27.90 level. I bought at 27.90, adding to my position. What's causing this move? Why has it dropped so significantly, giving back more than 50% of its move that it made, 50% off the highs, right? We traded almost at $60, and now we're trading at $26. So we're going to talk about what's going on here and what's causing this dramatic sell-off. First, let's talk about my vision with Hyliion stock and why I think it's still a great company, even though a lot of newer traders have lost a ton of money chasing the FOMO on this stock and panicking out of their position. This article on Investor Place nails it right on the head. They basically say that Hyliion is going to be able to use their hybrid powertrain in order to bridge these big trucking fleets to total electric. I know I sound like a broken record. I say this every Hyliion video I do, but this is a huge company in the making. This Investor Place article, the author says that this is a $30 billion company in the making, and I tend to agree with them because there's no other company doing what they're doing. These trucking fleets are scared of total electric, and Hyliion can ease their worries by offering them a hybrid powertrain solution that they can fall back on that fossil fuel, and they don't have to rely totally on battery power. They don't have to stop and charge their vehicle if they run out of battery and sit there and wait and waste an hour while they're charging their truck. They can fall back and they have that alternator to get them going. So I think Hyliion is still a great long-term buy. And what traders don't understand is you're either a trader or you're an investor. You have to have a plan, right? Okay, so Hyliion's running up. There's tons of FOMO right before the merger, and you want to buy in up here at the highs on the FOMO. Are you investing in it long term, or are you looking for a swing trade? Before you buy, you have to know this. You can't just buy into the stock and expect to make money, make a quick buck like that. Okay, if you want to buy in right before the merger at $60 a share, that's no problem. But you need to realize you need to have a stop loss wherever, let's say $50, and you need to have a profit target, let's say at $75 up here. What didn't happen is exactly that. Traders bought in at 60 and they just expected it to go up. It went down. They're panicking out now, which is causing massive amounts of selling and causing the stock to drop. So what's going to happen in the future? So I still think this is a long-term buy. I know it is. I know this is a $20, $30 billion company a few years from now. So of course I'm going to be adding in the dips. But I feel bad for the new traders who are buying up here and they didn't have a plan. They had no idea what they were doing. They were looking for the next leg up. They didn't get it, and then they got this, and they're having to sell for gigantic losses. And it's just, if that happened to you, don't feel bad. Use it as a learning experience and don't let it happen to you again. Have a plan. Where's your buy zone? Where's your stop loss? And where's your profit target? It's that simple. It can avoid you so much in losses and so much headache in the future. So what do I think is going down with Hyliion stock? Where is it headed? I think we have the 200 EMA coming up. The 200 EMA is where a lot of institutional traders and investors are going to be looking to buy this stock. So I think we come down, we can run into the 200 EMA, and we get a nice rebound off of that. Okay, it's going to take a while for us to get back up here to $60 towards all-time highs. And yes, that's unfortunate, but it's the truth. It's going to take a while. We're not just going to one day wake up and it's going to be trading at $60 a share again. We're going to need to come down, test the 200 EMA, shop around for a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, and then we'll get back up towards those all-time highs. But I'm using this as a buying opportunity. This is a great company with a great future, and I'm all in on this Hyliion stock. All right, so that's going to wrap things up, guys. Just thought I'd do a quick little video update on some Workhorse stock news, updates, and analysis. Same with Hyliion. Some news to kind of calm the nerves a little bit. I know a lot of people are a little bit sick about this Hyliion stock, and newer investors and traders are upset that they lost some money because they chased at the highs. But use it as a learning experience, move on, and you'll get them next time. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and if you haven't yet hit that like button for me, go ahead and do so. It really helps the channel out and tells YouTube that these videos bring value. Until next time, peace.